If you're in England, this isn't just a delay, it's a system. 7.4 million clinical pathways were on the elective waiting list, and that queue can shape your entire life. People don't just fear illness, they fear limbo. You can't plan work, family, travel, even basic routines. When you don't know whether it's weeks or months, the uncertainty becomes exhausting. Over time, long waits can start to feel normal, and that's the most dangerous shift. When people stop expecting timely care, standards quietly drop. But we don't need guesses here. Let's look at what the numbers actually show. The elective care waiting list stood at 7.4 million clinical pathways in July 2025. That signals a persistent backlog. The pressure isn't just in one hospital or one region, it's system-wide. Nearly 192,000 pathways were waiting over 1 year by July 2025, despite plans to eliminate these long waits by March 2025. When promised timelines slip, people lose trust and the anxiety multiplies. And it's not a tiny edge case. In a 2023 survey, more than 10% of people in the UK reported waiting over a year for a specialist appointment. That's not an isolated story. Waiting becomes a national experience. Billions were spent, £2.2 billion for diagnostics and £1.04 billion for surgical hubs. By September 2025, there were 122 surgical hubs and around 169 community diagnostic centers active. Yet, waiting targets were still missed. Infrastructure alone didn't erase uncertainty. So people start doing the maths. A self-pay private MRI averages around £395 and can often be booked within a few days to 2 weeks. Meanwhile, NHS non-urgent queues can run for several months in some cases. But here's the key point. Private care isn't the only alternative. And now comes the part most people in the UK don't even consider. China's healthcare. At major hospitals, the experience can be more predictable. For example, PUMCH in Beijing states some MRI exams can be booked and done the same day, while others are booked just days to 1 week ahead. They also state plain MRI reports are typically issued within 2 working days. And for international patients, PUMCH has an international medical department with booking available through the English interface in their official app. If you're feeling stuck, you don't have to choose anything right now. But it can be reassuring to understand what the China option would look like for your case, including realistic timelines, typical costs at top hospitals, and how the international patient pathway works. Start on WhatsApp for free guidance. For personalized support, it's £3 per text question or £30 for a 30-minute consultation. This is Nova Medical Bridge with Nova. I help you compare your options clearly, so the waiting feels less like uncertainty.